Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video. And today we are taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Kickstarter Spawn. And this is going to be the modern version. We got the green foil there that lets us know that this is the modern Spawn. And I did order this as part of the Trilogy 3-pack, so it might be a little different if you ordered it just as the modern Spawn. Single version versus the Trilogy 3-pack. But we're going to skip the unboxing. Let's go ahead and just jump in here, get this opened up, and take a look at what's inside. And here is the Trilogy 3-pack Modern Spawn outside of his packaging, and the main reason I keep making the distinction about it being part of the Trilogy 3-pack, like I did when I reviewed the Classic Spawn, I mentioned it was the Trilogy, this one is the Trilogy. Apparently the items that you get when you ordered just, say for example, if you ordered just the Modern Spawn, you're going to have different accessories than what I'm going to show you here. There's mostly similar, but there's a couple of things that are a little bit different apparently. So either way though, let's go ahead and jump in first. We're going to go through his accessories real fast, and then we're going to get a better look here at the modern Spawn. And starting first here, if you watched my classic Spawn video, then you've already seen this. We get this club with the hook and nails in it, and it is going to be the same one that I got with the classic version of the figure. It looks real good though still. The paint and sculpt on it was really well done, so I don't have any complaints on the club itself other than the fact that now I have two of them. So I guess I could have him dual wielding them if I wanted to, but I don't think I'll be doing that, but still a cool accessory all the same. And then we're going to get another rifle here with Spawn, and this one looks crazy. I mean, we got, looks like a grenade launcher at the bottom, we got a rocket launcher at the top, you got a machine gun there, just a lot going on. Subtle paint again on here. We get this gold-ish color though, this time instead of the silver, but you can see we have some black throughout just to really help bring out those details. It's really well done, and that is going to fit in one of the gripping hands if I have it in front of me here. That'll fit in one of the gripping hands without any issue. Okay, I say without any issue. My gripping hands on this one are a little bit tight. Might need to heat those up. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, so it fits in there nicely. Like I said, I might need to heat it up. Let's see if that did anything to the paint, because I had a problem with the classic one after messing with it off camera. Let's see. And it looks like we're good. But still, that is another cool looking gun for sure. And then I have here another necroplasm piece, and I'm pretty sure this is something that's going to be unique to the Trilogy 3-pack. Some other reviews that I saw, people opening the Modern Spawn, they were getting the blades like what I saw with the classic one, and then this one we get the spear, and we can see it's really well done again, very cool looking. But I was trying to figure out how to use this, and I had to go back and actually reference the original Kickstarter to figure it out. So you're going to take one of the open gesture hands, and you're going to loop the thumb in there, and then this piece is going to come out and around, and there you go. That is actually how the Kickstarter shows this necroplasm piece on the figure itself. So I think that actually looks really cool. You can see it's molded to fit around the blades or the spikes and everything like that. But the only catch is it doesn't really seem to work well with this particular figure, because the hook that he has on his hand is really going to be getting in the way of that. And it's actually kind of hard for me to push the hand in. I mean, I guess it works, but you're losing a lot of the detail of it to the fact that you got the gauntlet here blocking it. So I think I'm going to end up using this on my classic version of Spawn, and maybe I'll do the blades on this particular version. But still cool to get that extra necroplasm piece there. And then just like in my classic one, we got this little dagger here, and it's the same one. This one wasn't quite so warped this time, and that is still going to fit inside of one of the fisted hands. You just kind of wedge it in there, and there you go. He's holding the dagger. So I have two of these now as well. I got two of the club, and now I got two of the dagger. And then for the extra hands, we're going to start first with the weapon holding hands, and those are going to include trigger fingers for the rifle, but they can also be used to hold that club or the sword. if you want to pull it from one of the other figures. These are the same that we got with the classic Spawn, so no difference there. And then same thing with these guys. They're going to be the weapon holding hands, which in this case, the only weapon they can hold with this particular figure is going to be the dagger that it came with. But of course, if I want to have Modern Spawn holding the sword, I can certainly do that as well. I can swap the pieces around. I kind of wish there was like a little plug or something I could put in it just to make these look like regular fists, so that way he could have fisted hands, but oh well. And then finally, just like with the classic Spawn, we are going to get this little disc figure stand. We see the record-setting action figure, the Spawn logo, the 1994 to 2001 in the single peg, and it is identical to the one that I got with the classic version of Spawn. And now getting up close here, starting first with the Shoelace Head. Much like the Screaming Head, this looks awesome. We have some similar design that we saw with the Screaming Head in terms of just the rotted flesh. We can see the bits of skull throughout, and you know what? It's just easier to look at this when we take it off. We get the rotted flesh. You get some red on there too, so we actually get a little bit of blood. And then the shoelace design there looks really good. I love that nasal cavity there. That is sculpted really disgusting looking. And then we get some more blood on that side. And then, like I said, you can see the skull there at the top. And then, of course, it's sculpted and painted throughout the entirety, so we actually get paint on the back of the head too. But we can see that this is going to be another pre-posed design, so he's going to be slightly looking off to the side, much like, again, the Screaming Head sculpt. So that is another downside to these two particular head sculpts, is that they are going to be facing a certain direction. But that is undeniably an awesome looking head sculpt. So still very pleased with it. Look at that. You even have like the little ear holes there, even though he doesn't have ears. A lot of attention to detail there. Man, that is really, really good. Sorry, just kind of admiring it up close on my monitor there. Now, the other head that we get here is going to be the human form Al Simmons, and it's got quite the jawline there, but looks good. He still has the green eyes, but otherwise we don't have any decay or anything that would say that he is a Hellspawn, except we do have a really nasty flashing line there going right across the back of his head. Man, that's a bummer. I mean, it's not going to be that noticeable unless you have him looking off to the side, but yeah, that's disappointing. Now, this is going to be, as you can see, on an articulated head, so you'll be able to look this one around, which that is nice, being on the ball joint, and just so we can see what it looks like here. And actually, before I do that, it looks like he made the choice to add their own shadows to the backside here, because it's a lot darker. I hope that's showing up. Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely showing up. You can see a difference in the tone there. But let's go ahead and see how this looks on here. And these heads all are kind of weird. Every single head seems like it has this gap. So I don't know if I'm putting them on wrong or what, but yeah, that still looks really good though. I like that. And you, of course, can swap these around again if you wanted to. And as a matter of fact, when I say swap them around, I mean with the classic Spawn. I grabbed the classic Spawn head just in case you want to see what this body looks like with an actual like Spawn head on there. So that looks really good. Thankfully, they use the same type of whites so that you still get similar colors there. So, but just as a reminder, this one did not come with the figure. I just wanted to grab it for purposes of taking a look here. So let's go ahead and throw another head back on here and look at the rest of the figure. We do have some subtle changes. Man, I'm trying to be careful here. I don't want to break this peg, but there we go. We do have some subtle changes here to the figure. So, of course, most notably the design here around the torso. We just have the white lines going up, and we don't get the same shadowing throughout the entirety of it. We just get some of that shadowing there on the white portions. But again, that sculpt still looking really good. And it's definitely growing on me that this pre-pose is here. It's not really as upsetting as it was when I first realized that we were getting that pre-pose design. Looking down on the left arm, so we don't have any shoulder spikes, or rather bicep spikes or anything like that. And this is going to be a little bit different design there. And then, of course, we get the same hands with the open gesture. This time we do get some red paint going around here. I had mentioned in my classic video that he's wearing red gloves, and I thought that it had black on the little band there, but I was mistaken. But on the black gloves, he does have the red band going down. I should mention the chains too, still looking good. I don't have the other one near me. I feel like there was a difference in the tarnish, but either way, still looks good. And actually, let's just take a look at this chain while we're down here. I love that they did go with the real chains. I think that's cool. I mean, they are kind of thick, but I think it works. Now, coming over to his right arm, this is going to be one of the first big differences with this figure. So we get the spike band there on the bicep, but then we have this big, massive hook here. And let me see if I can bring it out so we can get a better look at it. And that is just covered with spikes and lots of detail. You get some black wash in there to really help bring out some of those cracks and just the scratches and things like that. So I really like how that looks. Going down the rest of the figure, so I mentioned it before in the classic one. Again, I keep referencing the classic review, sorry. But he does have kind of a rubbery material here at the waist, just to help with the articulation and such. The pouches look the same. We just get a little bit of gold there on some of the buckles. And actually, look at that. It's one of my first paint blemishes. It's not that bad, though. Going down the leg, though, not a whole lot different on this one. But, of course, down here, we get the big club foot here. And that is just covered in spikes as well. It is, I don't want to say totally hollow. There is actually, let's see, can I rotate this foot? Yeah, so you can rotate the foot underneath here, but obviously it's not going too far because it's really just his toes that are sticking out. So, and then the cape is going to be the same design that we saw with the classic. So you have the hinge here, and you can see the airbrushing there, just helping to bring out some of the shadows. You get the pre-posed design there of the collar being windswept, and then looking on the back side, you get more of that airbrush. Excuse me, more of that airbrushing. Looks really good. I kind of wish it was more tattered at the bottom, as I was thinking about it after I did my last review. Like, that would have made it look pretty cool, but I mean, I get why it would be kind of, well, no, it wouldn't be hard to do tattered, because this is a solid piece, so if there were holes in it and stuff, it would hold up just fine. So, not really sure why they didn't do that. I'm going to skip the articulation on this one because we already saw the articulation on the classic Spawn, and there's really no difference other than down here we don't have the additional ankle cut like we did on the modern or the classic Spawn. Both legs had that ankle cut, but this one we get no type of cut or anything there, which means this leg has no cut at all. You get a little bit of a rotation there at the top of the thigh, but no thigh cut, no knee cut, no calf cut. It does move, like I said, a little bit down here, but that's not moving the main boot. That's just moving the foot, so it doesn't really help much. And that is going to do it for this video, everyone. And overall, I know I kind of skipped a lot compared to what I did with the classic Spawn review, but didn't really seem like I needed to rehash a lot. It's the exact same body with the exception of the gauntlet and the boot. And it's just really different paint for the most part, and a couple of different head sculpts, which I think we looked at in enough detail. The posing is going to be just as limited as it was with the classic one, which is to say you can't really do much with the gun. You can't really do anything with the right hand at all because of that gauntlet. I actually tried to put the gun in the right hand, couldn't do it. Can't put the necroplasm in the right hand. I suppose I could probably do the other necroplasm with the 3 blades, but I didn't even bother trying. So still a really good looking figure. Really like this Simmons head sculpt too. That actually came out pretty good. I think I might actually use, I don't know if I'm going to be swapping heads around. Like, I might use the actual Spawn head with this body, maybe the Simmons with the classic one. I don't know. I think I'm most definitely going to be using this necroplasm with the classic Spawn. I think that would look really good. But anyway, really good looking figure. If you wanted to see more articulation and things like that, check out my classic Spawn review. This one, like I said, I mostly just wanted to get a look at the paint and sculpting detail of the modern Spawn and just take a look at some of the accessories that came with the Trilogy 3-pack, just so you guys get an idea of what you might be in for. But anyway, as I said, that is it for this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe for more content just like this. And as always, thanks for watching my videos, and have a great day.